you know, God knew just how to do it. When people said, all boys and no girls, and I said, well, the Lord knows who the lazy one needs the most help. And, you know, I was in debt up to here. And I had bills that had to be paid. And I didn't have any money. You know what that is, don't you? Most of us do. Now, I didn't sit down, but I'll make a lot of mistakes. I didn't sit down. I didn't try to read this all out and get it polished all up. But I've never found my God to fail, not one time.
Amen.
Not in the almost 56 years together.
68, Dad.
Alan says, my boy's, the oldest one says 68
68 years.
She put up with me, and I had to put up with her cooking.
That wasn't too hard.
It was a very
But
even
you know,
trade.
that little girl, she's right here, still alive. And I'd like to keep her just as long as the Lord would let me. Years pass, come and go. But I would want to trade a life of God's divine directions
Yes.
and
Thank
leadership.
the Lord. Help him.
When I look around and see my grandchildren running and playing, what a joy that is to see that. What a joy to walk in and hear a group of people singing. But that morning I went up and I counted, I had bills to pay and I didn't have a dime enough to put it together. I got down and kicked the old kitchen table out of my road and got down on my knees and started to pray and let God have his way. Did you ever get into that kind of situation? I wouldn't trade to live in that atmosphere. Knew how. Sure, things will get rough, and the things will get hard. You have the car break down. You're broke down on the road. You run out of gas. The engine don't want to run, and yet God give me them boys just for the right job, to tear things down and fix it, put it back together. But you know, God never fails.
You forgot to tell him how the next morning after you prayed, you had enough money in your wallet and you didn't know where it came
I'll
from.
get down to that.
You're trying to hurry him up here.
I thought you were getting sidetracked.
I was in such bad shape. You know how these young fellas like this man right here with that blue and black. Lots of energy and lots of go. But I get up that morning tired and weary. Sit down and eat my breakfast. Counted up my bills. I had a gas bill to pay and I had parts to pay, and well, it went all on down, and I wasn't even half. I didn't have half enough money to settle that. But then God that never fails. God that can bring us to our own ways. Put up and let us lean on Him on the toughest things come up. You know, when we battled, I get up out and I paid the bills. You know something, I had a few pennies left when I was all done. All those bills that I had that I couldn't reach, otherwise, and I didn't go down to the bank was right across the street. I didn't go to that and see about it because I was up to here in expenses, borrowed money. I didn't have a thing when I started with nothing, yet my God was there when I needed him most. And you as young people can go. I'm looking out there and seeing my boys out there, my grandchildren out there. What a joy it is to see that they're going and following God. Oh, they're not all following God. I'll trust one day it'll be like it is to my precious little wife here that's laying, we don't know how long. It's pretty hard to think about your problems and then to lose a companion yet. It's tougher yet. But I've found that I can depend on my
Yes.
God
Thank the
that
Lord.
never faileth. Like one day I come home, I had over $1,000 in my pocket. And you know, before it was all done, I didn't have a thing in the pocket anymore. Spent everything right down to nothing to pay my bills. We will do that when we're Christian while minding God. But I found out I wanted to walk with God. And I asked God, give me a companion back there that I can lean on. Oh, we've had our problems. And yet, God met the needs. And where I couldn't make it go, God was there to help me. You see how that happened when you was broke in the first place? How did you get enough money to go on? I don't know where God got it. His coffers are full. He's got money that we can't think about. I watch the situations roll by as the years roll on. Now my boys are all grown up. I got a lot of little, lovely little grandchildren here that I appreciate all of them. And every one of my daughter-in-laws and the son-in-laws. What a joy it is to be able to gather together. To gather together and worship. Now this is, you say, well, I didn't have nothing to this studied out or put together at all. When I get up, I didn't know what I was going to do or what I was going to say or what I was going to find. But I knew that my God never failed. When these boys came up, I'd find 6 children, 5 boys and a girl. And I wouldn't trade not one of them off. I want to keep every last one of them. You know, I found out one thing, that God never fails.
That's right. Thank the Lord.
He never fails. If I'll do my best to hold my end of it up, God is there to help the rest
Yes,
of it.
He is. Thank you.
and I see a lot of heads shaking, giving me the no. I watched my dad when we moved in that old shack with cracks this wide around the windows and the doors. When it snowed, there was snow all over the bed, covered the bed, so where would wind blow. But it was a house that we could live in, and we started patching. Dad sent the older brothers. At that time I was just a little one, just barely got out of the womb. And he'd walk down through with the horses, not a tractor, a wagon, but he'd have a team of horses. And he'd go to town, and every time he had to go to town, he'd go to town and look what they had to have, because they had to use the horses for everything. But he'd come, and he'd see a house that they were tearing down, and they wanted to get rid of it. He went down there and talked to them, and ended up bringing the house home, carrying it apart, saving every piece that they could. My older brother was 20 years old, 22 years old, I think, when I arrived. And the old house was patched up. It's not there no more. But, you know, God never fails. When I thought I had something, I didn't have nothing. When I leaned on God, leaned on Him with everything I had, I discovered that God was right there and met every need. And they say, like they're telling us, hard times are going to be here. Well, I can believe that. But when we have God, the children of Israel, when they obeyed God, didn't have a bit of problems. They had money always. They could buy the things that they needed. They could get the food that they needed. Their crops was better. But when they failed, it wasn't because God failed. It was because they failed. So let's take up the cross. Let's take it up there and get our way on the way home. I'm not going to have a little wife to cook my meals now. I won't have anybody to lean on when I have a problem. But I wouldn't trade the fact that I know I have Jesus out there.
That's right.
And He will not fail me.
Thank the Lord.
I've never seen Him in all the years. I got in 49 when God saved me in a little tent meeting in 1949. And I stumbled and fell a lot of times in that time. When I started to grasp a hold of this to hold me up better and this to hold me up better in God's hand and power, He never failed. And He won't fail you, just like He didn't fail me. I'm about ready for the grave. I'll soon be catching up with my little wife, but I can't do a thing about that. But God will be there waiting for me.
Yes, He will. Thank the Lord.
He's not going to fail. So let's see if we can come up with a song, and then we'll dismiss. Okay? I didn't have nothing.
We're in church.
Hey, this
Well, I
is
was going
church.
to say, that's a sermon of a sermon right there.
What was that again, sir?
That was a good sermon. We love it. God provides. That is a
Yeah.
great healer and a reminder for us all.
Well-
Jesus is the sweetest name I know, and He's just the same as His lovely name, and that's the reason why I love Him so. Oh, Jesus is the sweetest name I know. I love Him. I love Him because He first loved me and purchased my salvation on Calvary. Jesus is the sweetest name I know, and He's just the same as His lovely name, and that's the reason why I love Him so. For Jesus is the sweetest name I know.
Do we have any more additions to be put into that?
Additions? Like what?
Well, the Dutchman puts everything backwards, and everything goes in and out.
I guess we could entitle that message "The Patriarch Speaks," right?
I don't have that, I don't have anything memorized.
Well, I know that, but it doesn't matter. He spoke. The Patriarch spoke tonight.
Nathaniel, how about getting up and singing us a solo?
He might be able to sing
You're
a
on.
duet with his wife.
Huh?
He might be able to sing a duet with his wife.
If you'll,
She's
if
right
you
here.
put it up, I'll
The
put
three brothers.
it and hand that to her.
Probably Josh and Nathaniel and Caleb can sing together. That'd be great.
Oh, good stand-up song, Amazing Grace, shows me the words.
Well, that's a song we can all sing, for sure.
Yeah.
I know, Grandpa specifically asked.
You want a solo, Grandpa?
Special.
Said, do you really want a solo?
Can he sing
I
a
don't
trio?
Sing solo.
We want you to put something together.
We're just gonna give her the terpene drops that kind of helps to drive her secretions. Who would